Your thoughts on this afternoon first then, Neil?
I'm really pleased that we've won, Gary. Like I said to you last week, and I've been saying to the players, it's important that we got our house in order and that we won the game, so that we wouldn't be looking elsewhere and wishing or thinking what if. So we've fulfilled our side of the bargain. Thought it was nervy at times, which it was always going to be, because Gresley were a little bit unsure what was going to happen with them. But in terms of chances in the game, I think we perhaps just shaded it and deserved to win. Great goal to win it, and like I say, got our house in order, but just hasn't quite gone our way elsewhere. And to miss out on goal differences, obviously, gutting really. But I'm pleased. Me and Nick are pleased with the players, fans today. 800, they're fantastic. Just pleased that we've won, and things have gone our way on the pitch today, and got a result for the fans. But just disappointed it hasn't gone our way elsewhere.
Can't beat the end of the season. That's six wins on the trot. You've done everything in your power. It just wasn't to be in the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nick's just said in there to the lads, probably 5 weeks ago, we were outside the playoffs and never looked likely to get in, and we've just gone and won 5 league games on the bounce, 15 points and won a cup, and we've come from nowhere really. We were a little bit, I wouldn't say dead and buried, but we were the real outsiders, and but we've as a club and as a squad of players, I think we've been tremendous the last 5 or 6 weeks. To win 5 on the bounce, to score so late on in a couple of those games, the will to win, I think that's probably now 5 clean sheets on the bounce as well. I can't fault any one of them in there. They've been superb all season really. To only lose 1 game at home all season in the league, and to miss out on goal difference with 81 points more ahead, which if you look back over the last 10 years, you would cruise into the playoffs when you were 81 points. So that's a little bit disheartening. But every one of them players and staff and everybody has given their all to do the best for this football club this season. And it just hasn't quite gone our way.
A quick question for you, Nick, as you're sitting there. I thought you were going to burst a blood vessel at one point, particularly with certain offside decisions that weren't necessarily going the way you thought.
No, I think it's always the same when I'm watching football, Gary, to be honest. I'm trying to kick every ball and make every decision and try and get involved as much as we possibly can. We're not a management team that likes to sit down and just take in the game and that kind of thing. We do as much as we possibly can, but knowing how this pitch has been this season, it's hard to play out there at times. It's hard with the bit of rain we've had beforehand, but it's still bumping and the bounce and everything like that. So sometimes you just got to try to dig as deep as you possibly can and try to get as much as you can territory and put the ball in the box, and that's what we had to do today. And eventually it come off. As I said to the lads in there, everyone can look back now and they can say, well, we could have got a point here and could have got a point there and that kind of thing. But realistically, what we've done in the last 4 or 5 weeks has really set us up now to progress, and that's the big thing. We've got all the lads, and we've kept on changing a few lads here and there throughout the season, and what we had at the start to what we're at the end. But the last 4 weeks or so, I think all of them have really kind of gelled together, and it's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. They're a good bunch of lads, honest bunch of lads.
42 league games, 81 points. Staff Senior Cup win.
Yeah.
Not a bad first season.
Yeah, tremendous season. You take that at the start. If you'd have offered me that June last year, when we had one player that was committed at the football club, Danny Cope, and we had to put a team together, we did that. And like I said to you, it was all about putting a building block in place. But if you'd said to me, you'll go to the last game of the season, lose 1 game at home all season in the league, win the Staffordshire Senior Cup final against one of your local rivals, I'd have been dreaming really. I wouldn't have believed you, but and that's.
I don't think we'd have believed it,
no,
to be honest.
And it's steadily grown, hasn't it? The season, we've started out with getting 300 or 400 here, and won a few games. Then had a punch on the nose away from home against Leek, 4th game. Then brought a couple of players in, and we've steadily put bricks in place and built it, and then you get to the final game of the season. We've lost once all season and had 807 people here watching. So I said to you on Monday, and me and Nick have spoke about it, I think we've put the heart back in the football club. Me, Nick, Martin, the staff and the players put the heart back in the football club, and the new directors and the new people behind the scenes that have come on board to help this football club out. When I took over in June last year, and I don't really like saying this football club, it looked dead. I was interviewed by people, and they just looked like they'd gone. They just didn't know what to do. And we as a board of directors and committee that have come on board, and players and management, we've all turned it round, and the heart is still beating, and it will beat on, and we'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. But it looked cut adrift when I took over in June, and it was a big ask to do what we've done, and we've done it. And I think now like I say, these building blocks have gone in place, and people will be looking at us today and think, where have they come from the last 5 or 6 games? And we've just missed out on the playoffs on goal difference, and we'll be a force next year, a right force.
I must admit, after witnessing a good few years in the doldrums, and to be honest, last year was probably one of the worst I think anyone associated with the club can remember.
Yeah.
You're quite right, the heart had gone.
Yeah.
You expected to go away from home, and if you conceded less than 5, it was a decent afternoon.
Yeah.
Rangers got the best defence in the league.
Yeah.
Proving that again today. And again, fantastic building block.
Yeah, definitely. And the key now is for me, Nick, to try and retain the majority of these players over the summer. You would hope that most of them would want to stay. We've missed out on the playoffs, so there's something something that perhaps needs changing, and that's probably at the front end of the pitch, goals wise. So that's something we've got to address in the summer, and try and make us a little bit stronger. But what a base to work with, that squad of players. We've got 18, 19 players, a couple to come back from injury. Ryan Winter, who we think next season will be a big player for us. 1 or 2 others that will come into the equation, and we'll do a little bit of shopping, shall we say, in the summer for 3 or 4 bits of extra quality. But if I can keep the basis of that together, what's inside there, we'll be a right force next season, a right force.
And one for you, Nick. I mean, a crowd of 807 today. I mean, there's no one else in this league got anywhere close to Rangers crowds. And again, that probably just showed just what this place is capable of again, isn't it?
Oh well, yeah. I know better than anyone what it's capable of if it's right, and you have to manage that as well. But as I said, I think on Monday, we're trying to awake that sleeping giant that we've got here at the moment, and it is a massive sleeping giant, and we want to make people proud of the town, of the football club in the town, and that's what we're trying to do. Our first target, I think, every season is to get 2 points a game, 84 points. So we're slightly below that, but not by much. And I think what they've seen this season is not always sometimes maybe the prettiest of players, that kind of thing, but they've got a squad here who give everything to try to win football matches, and that's our philosophy really. We want to win. We want to win games of football, and they've done everything they possibly can to try to do that 9 times out of 10. Lots of inexperience at this level. Either that's coming down to this level and being experienced, knowing how to play it, or coming up. But their will to win and their desire to learn and get better, unquestionable. And if you've got that to work with as a coach or a manager, then you're halfway there.
Well, final comment from me. Brilliant season. Just missing out on the playoffs. Yes, it's a big galling to lose out on goal difference, but if anything, we'd have all more than settled for that at the start. So everyone's looking forward to next season already.
Yeah, you're right, Gary, and like you say, it bodes well for the future, especially for the summer, and keeping those players, and obviously building on that to go one further next season. Special mention for me really for Mick. I think Mick Hughes. Not here with us, and I think he'd be proud today if he would have been. So that's for him really this season, and I think if he'd have been here today watching and seeing 800 people come through the gates, he'd have loved that. And
he'd have been moaning like that.
Yeah, probably. I don't know whether any of his family were here today watching, but that's for him what we've done this season.
Excellent. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Gary. Thank you.